So I knew I had to die, but I knew I would rise again somehow.
What more do you want of us? We've come all this way, no thanks to you.
The scene where Gene Hackman goes to try to cut the steam off at the end of the movie, and he's yelling,
"How many more lives?"
I didn't really care for Gene Hackman. By the end, I was ready for him to go.
In a film with many great moments, one scene is unforgettable: the capsize.
Classic scenes of Leslie Nielsen. When he gets the message that the tidal wave is coming, he holds up his binoculars and he looks out, then in complete silence, puts down his binoculars and says,
"Oh my God. Hard left! Hard left, sir!"
No matter how many times you can watch it, there's not a Poseidon Adventure true fan who doesn't get chills at that scene.
Sound both stations.
When Leslie Nielsen turns the alarm on, sends that little thing through you, and like panic sets in.
What the hell's happening?
The capsizing scene. You can watch it 200 times and it's still great.
Oh, of course, the capsizing scene. Best special effects of the time.
Oh, the capsize. Everyone falling, the china, silverware. It was cool.
The camera was on a gyro, so it was and loose, and we would fall out of the shot.
The table's upside down and people hanging on them and falling and starting the whole hell upside down story from then on.
The best death scene is when the extra falls off the table and he smashes right into the great big skylight.
For me, always the movie was great up till the ending of Act 1. Of course, that's when I died. And then from then on,
Here I am among these elite, neat people here. Fellow Poseidonitis sufferers, I guess.
Oh, today was probably one of the greatest moments of my life. Go figure. It tells you how depressing my existence has been.
Oh, it was great watching people react to things you always thought were really cool, too.
Many call themselves fans of the Poseidon Adventure, but few dare to explore the icy depths of the film's true legacy.
How many times have those of us who love the sea and ocean liners had to explain to someone that the Poseidon Adventure really happened, right? I mean, there's always some yahoo who thinks it's just a movie.
The sinking of the SS Poseidon is completely without parallel in the history of the ocean.
At 11:48 p.m., an earthquake struck here in the seafloor near the island of Naxos.
Subsea earthquake, 7.8 on the Richter scale. Epicenter 130 miles northwest of Crete.
It wasn't the earthquake. That wasn't the problem. It was the tsunami.
One of the reasons that we really wanted to go down and first off, find the Poseidon, and secondly, explore the wreck, is that most undersea exploration, and the most prominent of which being Robert Ballard's discovery of the Titanic, has overshadowed the Poseidon, and people have forgotten about it and largely associated it with the film.
We find the delicate amid the massive. These are the mementos of an epic disaster, dropped here when a terrifying wave toppled the largest ship ever to be lost at sea. Poseidon, 3 city blocks long, 20 stories tall, struck down by the god of the sea for whom she was named. The explorers and scientists of the research vessel Global Discovery, using the latest technology to probe the depths, have at long last found a sleeping giant.
This shirt here, and I apologize for the wrinkles, shows one of our ROV ships, which this one was called Bell. We used Bell to go into the wreckage primarily and search things out. Bell was backed up by an additional ROV called Manny, and basically Manny would work as a workhorse lighting rig to keep Bell out of trouble and to make certain that she got all the footage that she needed to get.
Now, the Poseidon is alone, a place of tragedy, a grave for 1,300 souls.
We had Bell deliver a plaque on our behalf.
In honor of the 1,338 people that lost their lives in what was one of the most amazing stories in the history of the sea.
We don't want this disaster to be forgotten.
Bearing in mind that this is all really fiction.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not real.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. We found out there was actually going to be a Poseidon convention on the Queen Mary, and we thought with unholy glee how much fun it would be to present this as if it had all really happened. We had a lot of fun with a fellow who was right next to us. Paul Wilson had a display next to us, and we were amazed by the extent of his interest in the film, and he had wreckage. And so here we are, the guys who've been down to the wreck, and he has his collection of wreckage.
We thought we were sort of immersed in what we were doing, and then we met Paul.
Talk about immersed, yeah.
Among even the most dedicated followers of the Poseidon Adventure, few would argue that one man has gone to extremes that make him the ultimate fan.
My name is Paul Wilson, and I've spent most of my life being obsessed with the motion picture The Poseidon Adventure, so much so that I've taken to recreating it on video.
New Year's Eve, somewhere in the violent Mediterranean. All 1,400 passengers on board the SS Poseidon are celebrating at midnight. Elsewhere in the seas, a wayward purse, a gigantic woman's handbag, lunges for the doomed liner. The Poseidon is struck and capsized.
It's a very personalized piece because I love the Poseidon Adventure. I collect handbags. I thought, let's put them together and see what we get.
My handbag!
So yes, they're all me. Ernest Borgnine, Roddy McDowell, Stella Stevens, the captain, Shelley Winters, Gene Hackman, etc.
He was pretty quiet as a child. He didn't indicate too much that it had impressed him deeply, but obviously it did.
Behind this lives perhaps one of the most important, at least for me, key sets to the motion picture, and that would be the grand dining salon as seen pre-capsize, which I've recreated in my carport. And here it is. Of course, the real set was rather grand and very large, so it was kind of a challenge to try and recreate that room in a one-car garage. I have taken some artistic license as far as areas of the salon that you don't really get to see. I added some motifs that I thought were in keeping with the period. There are details on the tables, such as the wine bottle being a wine that you would actually get on the SS Poseidon. I've attempted to recreate the centerpieces, which to me have been mysteries for years. They look like globs of green cabbage with horns and ribbon coming out of them.
Well, since the captain put me in charge, I'm going to propose a toast.
Of course, here we have Poseidon himself with his handbag. The theory being that Poseidon, when he's angry, he whips that handbag out and throws it, and that's what wallops the ship in my video.
Oh my God.
I leave this salon up all year round. Even though I'm long finished with the videotape, I keep it up because I love it.
He told me about Poseidon Adventure very soon after we met. I remembered the film. I saw it when I was about 10 and hadn't thought about it since, but suddenly I was watching it with a keen eye toward the details that Paul was obsessed about.
There are a few props that were used in the film, so bad 70s items.
No, it was never filthy. It was just sort of senseless props and clutter. It was very intense clutter.
Oh! Pay dirt. One of Stella's silver platforms in my size.
Oh, Paul was an amazing kid. He was very creative right from the word go.
Some people build a deck onto their home. Well, I decided to build a deck.
This guy's house is Poseidon. Yeah. I wonder if he eats breakfast off a table that's bolted to the ceiling.
Often I like to just come out here and relax and try and relive that era that I missed of the old ocean liner. There's something about the huge smokestacks, the wind whistling through the rigging, the tilting back and forth, all of that I'm never going to experience. Not like this.
Paul is the Poseidon Adventure. He holds all of the keys to the Poseidon Adventure.
This room is special because it's M45.
Mr. and Mrs. Rogo, M45.
And I decided I want to be an M45. M45 is actually my bedroom, and it's not an exact replica of their cabin simply because the geography didn't allow for that. But it is, again, trying to recreate that ambiance of an old ocean liner.
Well, what if somebody been dying in here?
Oh my God. Who's not dying?